Are you someone that struggles to achieve that nice toned look and you're terrified of getting bulky, you're always yo-yo dieting, and you want to be able to maintain that athletic, lean, toned look year round? If you answer yes, you're in the right place, and that's exactly what my Tone and Transform training is going to be covering. So within this training, we're going to be going through 5 essential tips that I want to share that I feel are really, really necessary for female body recomposition. So who am I and what authority do I have delivering this training? So my name is Beth Blakely and I own a company called Bespoke Fitness and Nutrition Limited. We've been coaching women now for the past 8 years and we've taken hundreds of women through this exact same process. The majority of clients that typically come to us want this exact kind of framework, which is basically the process of, losing body fat, tightening up, building muscle and achieving that kind of athletic toned look and learning how to maintain that year round. A lot of clients that have come to us have typically yo-yo dieted, been on starvation diets, they're terrified of building muscle, but they want to look toned. And I'm going to talk you through the exact formula to achieving that. I think a lot of people as well typically come to us because that's what I maintain year round, that's what my coaches maintain year round, and that's what I want to help you do as well, because it's absolutely possible. It's more than possible to be able to do it. You just need to learn how to do it the right way. So who we actually help, as I said, this is what clients typically come to us for. So there's a few clients on here that I wanted to kind of share with you. Laura, prime example of someone that literally prior to coming with us, all she'd ever known is like 1,200 calorie crash diets. She was petrified of putting her calories up, and then got into the best shape of her life. Mum, single parent, assistant head teacher. Again, she achieved that kind of look in a 20-week period. Beck, again, prime example, in her late 40s, she's got 3 children, she's self-employed, she's got a full-time job as well, multiple struggles that she's kind of juggling, and she achieved this kind of toned look that she wanted as well, gone through a full body recomp, started out, to be honest with Beck as well, prime example, she's actually heavier here than she is here. So it just goes to show when you are doing the body recomp properly, the goal is to build muscle, it's to look tighter, to look leaner. That's the ultimate goal. We're not bothered about what the scale says, we're bothered about how we look. Same again with Joanne. Again, Joanne, her goal was to be fit for 50, hairdresser, self-employed, runs a business, employs lots of people, highly stressed job, but ultimately she took herself through this process with us too. And then same with Amy, again, solicitor, always yo-yo dieted, always been on fat loss challenges, shreds. She needed to do the process properly, learn how to lose body fat effectively, learn how to go through improvement phases, build muscle effectively, so that when she does come to get leaner again, she's achieving that look that she wants to achieve. So we've done this multiple times over with many, many clients. Again, the reason why I'm so passionate about this kind of topic with clients as well is because I've been in your position. I've been in that position where I'd kind of refer myself as being quite skinny fat, and all I wanted to do was just be a cardio bunny, jump on the treadmill. I'm terrified of going lifting weights. I didn't have enough knowledge to go and obviously go into the weights room. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I'd go in there, be like a bit of a headless chicken, jump on a few things, then run away and jump on the treadmill. So I've been in your position where I'm just kind of flat, yeah? I spent years of educating myself, investing in coaches, building my knowledge up to get to a point where I was really comfortable and really confident in the gym. I was going in there, learning how to progress, learning about nutrition, and took myself through the phases, got a coach to take me through them phases, which is why I'm so passionate about helping you guys as well, and obviously helping clients. So the first kind of tip, that I want to take you through is nutrition. And there's 2 things in nutrition I want to kind of cover, and the first one's energy balance and nutrient quality. So in regards to body recomposition, what are we actually referring to first and foremost? So we're actually referring to the process of losing body fat and building muscle. And yes, you can do this simultaneously if you're a new client to the gym, if you're a beginner, but more so with more experienced trainers, this kind of recomposition process, it is a process. It's like a cyclical process that happens over time of pushing and pulling. So we need to spend time, periods of time in a deficit, which is obviously fat loss. Then we need to spend time at maintenance or in a slight surplus going through building phases. So it's the cycling through them phases over time, throughout the course of a year, which is the key to recomping your body. And it's really important that we do consider that. So you can probably see at the bottom there, obviously calories in, calories out and matched. That means obviously you're at maintenance. When you're consuming more calories than you burn, you're in a surplus. Then obviously when you're consuming fewer calories than you're burning, you're in a deficit. The next thing to kind of touch on as well, though, is nutrient quality. It's very frigging important that we are considering what nutrients we're putting into our body. That is the key fundamental that most people disregard. 250 calories of, say, chocolate is not the equivalent to 250 calories of an avocado, let's say. Although influencers like to shove it down your throat that it is, it's really not. And in terms of your ability to actually see results and actually see body composition changes, what you eat really, really matters. The next thing is protein intake as well. Obviously, we need protein to retain and build muscle mass. So it's very, very important that we're getting between 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So, for example, a 130 pound female would want between 104 to 130 grams on a day-to-day basis. And we want to be spreading that 130 grams, evenly throughout the day as well. So let's just say it's 3-4 meals and you want to divide it into that amount. That's what we want to kind of be aiming for. A few example protein sources on the slide for you there as well, so like meats, fish, egg whites, Greek yogurt as an example. And again, just to kind of touch on this here, this is like from our members site. I took a snippet from our members site and put it in here. Obviously, not all protein sources are created equally as well in terms of like bang for buck with calories. So you're able to just note there as an example, 200 grams of raw weight of chicken breast is 200 calories, 200 grams of raw weight of salmon is around 400. So for the same weight, you can virtually have double the amount of calories by having salmon. So if you're going through a fat loss phase, for example, it would be quite sensible to obviously potentially opt for one of the protein sources I've just mentioned rather than the other. So this is where education is really key. The next thing is training. So if you have a goal of body recomposition, it is absolutely imperative you place a hell of a lot of emphasis on your training. Now, you really do need a structured training program. That is the top and bottom of it, yeah? If you cannot monitor your progression on a week-to-week basis and you're not seeing them numbers going up, you're not logging your sessions and monitoring your progression, you're going to really struggle to recomp your body. You cannot build muscle unless you're forcing your body to change. So it's very, very important that you are progressing them sessions over time. A lot of our clients, as you can see here, like obviously they'll all log. We use a coaching app so we can see what they're doing week to week. But this client here has put a training video on so we can obviously ensure that her form is spot on. She's contracting the muscles she needs to be contracting, and as a byproduct, we're able to then progress her training over time. In regards to steps and cardio as well, these are also very, very important when you're wanting to recomp your body. Again, when you're going through things like fat loss phases, obviously your steps and your cardio are likely to be a lot higher. And then obviously when you're going through improvement phases, so when you wanted to spend time a bit more building muscle, essential for that would potentially need to just pull back on that expenditure a little bit and really spend time in a bit of a maintenance surplus of calories to ensure that we're building muscle. So again, these are really important considerations to ensure you have embedded, but ultimately these will change throughout the process too. The next thing is to kind of touch on is solidifying the basics. So stress, sleep, digestion and recovery. Without a doubt, this is more than likely that most people typically neglect. You cannot train hard, build muscle, actually diet effectively if you're not actually considering things like your stress, your sleep, your digestion and recovery. As you can see on here, all that'll happen is it'll drive your hunger up, your recovery is going to be terrible, your performance is then going to be terrible because you're not digesting the food, sleep's going to be terrible, you're not actually recovering very, very well. There's so many factors on here that really do affect you actually reaching that goal of body recomposition. So a lot of people just look surface level at training, nutrition. If you really, really want to optimize building muscle, recomping your body, you need to be considering sleep, stress, digestion and recovery. They're key in terms of recomping. Just to kind of touch on the last thing that you do really need to be considering as well is road mapping the journey. So this is absolutely imperative. If you want to see results, you need to have a roadmap to get there. So you're not just going to be dieting your entire way to your dream physique. That doesn't happen. Like I said, it needs to be phased accordingly. So you need to be going through periods of time in fat loss and periods of time at maintenance or in surplus of calories. And that needs to be mapped out very, very well. So as you can see here, this is like Megan, one of our clients. So this was an initial fat loss phase. This is obviously she spent time building muscle in 2022, building muscle in 2023. And this is where she's gone through the end of a build in 2024. So in between all these little phases have been mini cuts to kind of pull back and tidy up. But as you can see now, in terms of a body composition, if you can see clearly here, body weight is heavier on the right, but her body composition is so much better than it was on the left. So again, in terms of improvements, she's a lot leaner here, less body fat, more muscle than she was over here. And that's what we're chasing. That is body recomposition. And this is a prime example. So if you're not roadmapped on the journey, it's very, very easy to expect that you're probably not going to make the progress of which you want to make at the rate in which you should be making as well. You need to be having tactical phases of pushing food, building muscle, and ultimately phases of pulling back as well. It's imperative that your journey is road mapped to maximise the process. Again, this is another example what we typically would do with the majority of people. So at Bespoke, we typically would pull them back a little bit, get them very, very lean initially, and ultimately from that point then when the client's lean, then they're in a perfect position then to start actually warrant building muscle. that client may be in that improvement phase for potentially 6 months, 20 weeks, 6 months, and then from there they might go into a tidy up again. And it's that constant phasing of this kind of protocol of pushing and pulling that gets them to that toned physique that they actually want. Most people want a toned physique, and all they want to do, all girls want to do, is diet, and that's the easiest way to guarantee that you're not going to get to that toned physique. You need to, yes, initially potentially lose body fat, but ultimately then you need to spend that time building muscle, and it's that cycling of phases that's going to get you towards that dream physique. So yeah, just summarising, like if you are someone that feels like you need more one-to-one support and you find these tips useful and you are really inspired to take action with your body recomposition, I know it's all about having the right plan and support. Like that is the key difference to you leveling up and you making them changes, which is why I'm offering a limited number of free consultations for women that want to look and feel amazing and actually learn to stay in shape forever, which is what we all want, right? So during the call, obviously we'll dive into your specific challenges and goals, and we'll create a bit of a custom plan together, roadmap the journey, and just kind of identify your bottlenecks and what you need to focus on to get into the best shape of your life. During this consultation, obviously we'll delve into some personalised stuff that you need to look into, like I said, like give you some actionable steps that you can kind of delve into straight away off the back of the call. And it'll give you the opportunity to ask any questions that you have about your own training, nutrition, and just the goal itself. These consultations are going to be very, very limited, so make sure that you book yours as soon as possible to secure a spot. Click the link below this video to reserve your free consultation now. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, listening, and any questions as always, please feel free to reach out.